Hello everyone, I'm Unix, and I'm here in a test world in Minecraft Beta 1.2. And I apologize in advance that this video is going to be a little bit laggy, a little bit of low frame rate, and that's because of this thing. So this is something I built over the course of maybe I think like 8 hours with the help of MCEdit. Of course, a lot of help from MCEdit. This entire world I made from MCEdit, just I cleared out everything and then put the floor with glass. That's so that basically no mobs can spawn. And then what this is sort of my conception of what a very fast mob farm would look like in this version, and totally unfeasible to build. So let's see if we can see it in action. I'm going to turn the difficulty to hard. This thing produces a stupid amount of items, and we're about to see here. So it starts off kind of slow. Like that's really not that many items, to be honest. But you're going to see once the items from the outer edge start finally rolling in, this produces, just a stupid amount of items. So basically the mob farm has two parts. The bottom part is the giant water channel that guides everything towards the center here, and it has these lava blades that are sort of spaced out intermediately throughout here, so that mobs that fall sort of on the outer edge get pushed towards these lava blades and die, and their items will drop. And because the items are just, they're not 2 blocks tall, they don't get caught by the lava, they just keep falling down over and over again until they get to the middle. As long as the items get to here within 5 minutes, it should not be a problem. It will just cause, I guess, a lot of lag for you. And indeed, you can see here there's 1,000 entities right now. That's including the items. And I believe it's going up. Like the efficiency of the farm is still increasing. So yeah, and you can start seeing here items kind of follow this diagonal path here because of just the way that the water structure. They kind of get into these 4 diagonal paths off the main diagonal here, and they all fall into this 2x2 area, and then they fall into here. And so let's just kind of get a sense. I believe it could still maybe go, actually, I think it's approaching its maximum speed now. Let's just see sort of what it's like. So yeah, pretty fast. I've not recorded yet how many items per hour you get. I will get that number to you. Oh no. Alright, well. Okay, so as you just saw, I just knocked down a bunch of signs that I shouldn't have, and I believe I just screwed myself a lot. But regardless, I'm going to show you here what the spawning pads look like. So each spawning pad has this general shape. It's kind of like a regular 6x6 spawning pad, but I sort of staggered them and shifted them over such that it produced this hole in the middle with a sign. I ran some sort of simulations to try to see if this would be better than a 6x6 spawning pad, and it seems to suggest that it was slightly better. And the reason is that even though this is slightly less space efficient than a 6x6, the hole in the middle just makes it so that it's easier for mobs to fall down. And when you have a farm of this size, the thing that you're really trying to maximize is how quickly the mobs are killed, not how likely they are to spawn. Furthermore, you can see with the slabs here, it prevents the spawning of any spiders, and there are signs in every single air block that you see here on this level. And the reason for that is that if they weren't here, the mobs wouldn't fall off the edge by themselves. But if there's a sign, they think that it's a solid block, and so they just walk over the edge as if it was nothing. And I'm pretty sure that is why this thing is so laggy, because signs are a special type of block called tile entities, which include things like chests and furnaces and dispensers, for example. They're just basically any block that can store more information than normal. So a chest, for example, also stores the items that are inside of it. Similarly, a sign has to store the text that's in it. And even though there's no text here, I think just the fact that these are tile entities makes this really laggy. The lowest layer starts at Y31 and it goes all the way to build limit at Y27, and each layer is just 3 blocks tall. So I don't want to do the exact math, but it's just a stupid amount of spawning spaces. And I believe in theory I could actually make it a little bit bigger because mobs can still spawn out there. But at this point, it was just way too laggy for me to continue, and so I stopped. And let me show you how the lava is situated. Every subsequent layer here that goes outwards is basically the same. So you have here um, 8 blocks here of glass, or it can be anything, but here it's glass with water going into it. And then it goes into here, and then I have basically a lava blade going all the way around right at the drop here, with signs all around as well to keep the lava from flowing outwards. I have some glass above here, and so that's so that when mobs fall, they're not falling directly into the lava. Instead, they fall on this layer of water that's above here that pushes them back out towards the edge where they can go back in through the lava. And I also have to have a bunch of signs for that too. The mobs will go into here, they'll try to swim up and they'll die, and their items will drop, and then the items can just flow through the bottom parts here without any issues. Finally, here at the center, it's kind of similar like before, but the lava blade is here at the very center of the entire collection system. So let's see once again in action. I should note, as you're seeing, that the mobs oftentimes will just die from the fall because water in this version doesn't guarantee saving you from a large fall. But in the case that they do survive the fall, that's what the lava there is for. So will I build this in survival? Absolutely not. This would take literal years and it would make me go insane. However, I am thinking of perhaps making a miniature version of it, perhaps going at least out to this layer here, if that makes sense, and then having it go all the way up or about as high as I think it's reasonable. And I'm going to change the way that the lava blades here are made so that it uses less signs because I really do want to minimize the number of signs in this build because I think that's the main source of lag. And obviously I'm not going to clear out this much land, but I think lighting up the caves would be a good alternative and that shouldn't be too tough to do even in a very large area. So I hope that you enjoyed this showcase. Let me know if you have any suggestions for how to improve this or how to make this more feasible in survival. And yeah, subscribe for more Minecraft alpha and beta videos.